Britain's most infamous ISIS bride Shamima Begum stormed out of an interview with the Daily Express after we asked her two simple questions. The 26-year-old met with myself and photographer Tim Merry after we travelled into the Kurdish-controlled region of northeast Syria, known as Rojava, to report from the camps holding tens of thousands of former jihadis. One of those camps is Al-Raj, a facility which has detained around 2,000 foreign-born women and their children who were captured after ISIS was defeated by US, British and coalition forces in 2019. Among the women held in the camp are around 7 or 8 from the UK, including Begum. She travelled to join ISIS aged just 15 a decade ago and was captured alongside thousands of foreign-born extremists who had travelled to Syria and Iraq to join the death cult regime. When it emerged the London-born Begum had survived the fall of ISIS, she was stripped of her British citizenship in 2019. Begum, who had 3 children who died after she arrived in Syria, has lost all her appeals against the removal of her citizenship in the UK courts, including the final refusal by the Supreme Court last year. However, since US President Donald Trump came to power this year, his administration has said it could be time for countries like Britain to take back their former citizens who joined ISIS. And Reform UK leader Nigel Farage echoed the sentiment, saying he had become thoughtful on backing a return for Begum, adding, "I don't classify her as an all-out ISIS killer." But when we put Mr. Farage's comments to Begum herself, she refused to be drawn, simply saying no comment, and when asked if she believed Donald Trump could be key to her return to Britain, she repeated the same answer. Begum then added somewhat churlishly, "If you guys have anything to tell us, but we don't have anything to say." She met us in the antechamber in Al-Raj where detainees can meet journalists. Begum swept into the room, arm in arm with her camp pal, American Hoda Mortana. The British-born former Bethnal Green schoolgirl was wearing a black t-shirt with a white circle on the front detailing signs of the zodiac, along with light-coloured skinny jeans and white trainers. She had her hair down but kept the bottom half of her face covered with a COVID mask as she sat down to decide if she would give an audience. From what was visible of her features, it seemed her eyes were somewhat sunken, and she seemed pale, as well as very thin. This is the first time Britain's most famous ISIS bride has been pictured since she appeared in a controversial BBC documentary in 2023. But just as soon as Begum and her American friend had arrived, the pair made a swift exit, simply saying bye before marching out of the door. Speaking to sources in Al-Raj after Begum's exit, the sentiment from the authorities was that it may be time for Britain and other countries to take back the women and children held there. Express.co.uk have contacted the Home Office for comment.